Well, hello, fellow film fans, and thank you for visiting my YouTube channel, Tyler's Real Movie Talk. And in this video, since Deadpool 2 is in theaters, I thought there was no better time to revisit the first Deadpool and me give you my review of that film and what I thought about the first Deadpool. But before we get into all that, I do gotta say, if you're a fan of movie talk, movie reviews, and really everything of that nature, definitely consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell down below, which will notify you anytime I have any new content coming out. But with that out of the way, let's dive right into this Deadpool review. Look, I gotta say, I love the first Deadpool. I think it might be one of the classics, mainly because we didn't know if they could deliver on such a movie. This movie was so different, so unique in every which way, and it's not just because it's an R-rated superhero film, and it's not just because he breaks the fourth wall and there's a lot of cussing and everything like that. This movie's so unique because the story of it is so simple. The simplicity of this film is absolutely fantastic. It basically takes place, the whole movie takes place on a bridge and on a highway with flashbacks. I thought it was really a unique way to do an origin story. We've never seen an origin story done that way. So the simplicity of this film, look, I absolutely loved it. And I've told a lot of people before that, you know, I like this first Deadpool a hell of a lot more than I liked the second one, mainly because of the simplicity. Look, the second Deadpool was bigger, but to me it didn't necessarily mean it was better. I liked the simple thing of the Deadpool movie, and I really like what they did with the simplicity of it because it was so simple and the budget was so small that they really had to get down and focus on the story a lot more, and I thought it worked fantastically for the first Deadpool movie. Now also what I loved about the first Deadpool movie is really Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Like I said, even in Deadpool 2 he is Deadpool, and there are certain castings where you couldn't see anyone else play the character, one of them being Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and another one being Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I cannot imagine anybody else playing Deadpool the way Ryan Reynolds does. I think he is absolutely fantastic playing Deadpool, and I really like what he brought to the table in both films, but really the first film, because Ryan Reynolds, he was born to play this part, and we all know the battles he went through to get this movie made. I mean, he had to beg people for this movie to be made because he saw a vision that no one else saw, and this movie really proved that his vision was right. Now, another thing about this movie that I really loved was the chemistry between all the characters. Look, Deadpool's chemistry with TJ Miller's character was off the hook, and really the one-liners and the jokes that they have together are absolutely fantastic, mainly when he sees Deadpool's burnt face for the first time, and you know, he's basically like, you look like a testicle, or you look like an avocado. I thought that was absolutely fantastic, and this movie is just so funny. I really enjoy the one-liners of this movie, and it really hits the audience in such a way I didn't feel like Deadpool 2 did, if that makes any sense. Now, look, everyone's going to have a different opinion. Deadpool 2 hit me differently than it's going to hit you, and that's perfectly okay, because all film is subjective, and all opinions come from personal viewings of the film and how the film makes us feel personally, you know what I mean? So you guys will have a totally different viewpoint on Deadpool 2 than I do, but I just gotta say, I found the first Deadpool to be more funny than the second one. Now, I'm not saying the second one isn't funny, so don't get me wrong there. I'm not saying the second one isn't funny. It definitely is, but I just thought more jokes that, you know, took the risk on, the jokes that they took the risk on in Deadpool 1 panned out a lot better for me than it did in Deadpool 2. Now, also, the chemistry between Deadpool and Vanessa I thought was absolutely fantastic. It is the heartbeat of the film. Look, this is a superhero origin film, but what they did really was make it a love story, and I loved that about this movie, you know what I mean? Along with the jokes, just the chemistry between Deadpool and Vanessa, and they really show you that these two people are absolutely crazy, and they are absolutely perfect for each other, and I definitely love how they did that in this film because it worked magically in this movie, and it's a thing I didn't think they could do. Look, with an R-rated movie, you know, and you make it a love story and it works the way it did, like a superhero movie, I thought it was great, and it is the best on-screen romance, in my opinion, in a superhero movie that we've ever seen. They captured it so well. These people are so perfect for each other, and I definitely loved that about the movie. their chemistry was just off the hook. And the last thing I love about this movie, look, the villain was pretty good in this movie. He wasn't great. It wasn't someone I was just like, oh man, that was a great villain. But the villain was good enough to me to move the story forward in this film. And it's definitely a better villain, in my opinion, than what we got in Deadpool 2. That's just my opinion. Now, I'm not going to get into any spoilers for Deadpool 2, but I just definitely think that the villain in the first Deadpool was better. And it had more of a personal connection with Ryan Reynolds' character being Deadpool. It had a more personal connection in the first Deadpool with, how Ryan Reynolds, or how Deadpool, excuse me, got his powers and everything of that nature. So it was very personal to him, and I love that about that. I love when movies go where the villains are personal to the hero. I think those are the best villains, and I think that's what makes a good villain, is when the hero looks at him and it makes it very personal for them, which this film does magically because of everything that Deadpool goes through, getting his powers after getting the cancer and everything like that. And basically everything that he goes through is because of the villain in this movie. So I thought that was absolutely fantastic. Another thing I will go on to continue is, again, the story of this movie. It is so simple, but it is so good. It keeps you engaged. The humor of this, especially with Colossus, you see Deadpool trying to fight him and he punches him with both arms and you have his wrists all broken and he basically sits there like this. I thought that was fantastic, and just really everything about this movie felt like the perfect storm, in my opinion, and that's what made it so fantastic to me. But that's what I thought about the first Deadpool movie. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments below about the first Deadpool, and if you guys have seen Deadpool 2, which movie do you prefer and why or why not? I want to hear all of your opinions on this, and if you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up and share it on all of your friends. But with all that out of the way, thank you for watching.